everyone, Mitch coming in from the Command Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you because I'm going to be talking about these commanders that are absolutely going to be taking over the format, taking over Magic. Let's jump into them after I remind you that there's a handy-dandy link in the description below for all the cards in this episode. In case you want to pick any of them up now, let's jump into them. First up, the unbeatable Squirrel Girl is absolutely taking over Commander, taking over Magic. A 4/4 Squirrel Human Hero for 4 mana in green. Whenever it enters or attacks, you make a 1/1 Squirrel. Oh, and by the way, by paying 4 mana in total in green, create X 1/1 green Squirrel creature tokens for X the number of squirrels you control. Not only is this character, or this commander thematic, resonating with a lot of Magic players out there. Again, squirrels are definitely a very popular tribe. Chatterfang is very much up there, a very powerful commander, but my goodness, this is a powerhouse as well. Basically a built-in way to double up your team, kind of Cranko style, but with mana, which of course opens up a lot of possibilities. But first, I mean, just very simply, squirrels. People love squirrels. Squirrel Sovereign is amazing. A great card for this deck. Other squirrels you control get ++1. A great anthem for squirrels. Of course, cards like this are going to be great at building up your squirrel base and helping out your team. But also there's Phyrexian Altar. Yeah, that's a thing. Sacrifice a creature, add 1 mana of any color. Very, very easy to go infinite with this commander. Very simple to go infinite with this commander. You just get that out. You get, more than what, like 5, 10 scrolls, whatever it is in play, essentially. And then you're like, okay, yeah, sacrifice 4 of them, make mana, double them up. Do it again and again and again. Infinite number of squirrels. Okay, rules layers out there, a trillion, whatever. I know you got to pick a number, but still. An insane amount of squirrels where you just win, and also have infinite mana, a trillion mana, whatever. You win the game. A very powerful commander, a very thematic commander, one that resonates with the community, and one that can absolutely dominate a table. Yeah, it's going to take over. Thanos, the Mad Titan. Players are absolutely mad about this one. A 4/4 Eternal Villain for 3 mana in M.O.D.O.K, but it's not M.O.D.O.K. It's in the best color combination, Wooburg. Death Touch Lifelink. It's got power up for a colorless and Wooburg. Put 2 counters on Thanos. Choose odd or even. Destroy each other creature with mana value of the chosen quality. And again, for power-ups, you can activate each power-up ability only once. Reduce the cost by his mana cost. If you enter this turn, 0 is even. Yeah, here's the thing with this one, basically. It is a board wipe out of the command zone. One-sided in some ways, or, not a full board wipe in some ways, but it definitely can be. You can definitely make it into a one-sided one by either building all odd or all even. You can definitely do that, or you can kind of stack the deck in your favor. You definitely will do that. That being said, again, repeat board wipe on, well, not ETB, but on, well, you pay for it, essentially, right into the cost with the power-up. And you can also just maybe, reset this with Conjurer's Closet and just keep doing it again and again and again. Any other kind of blink effects obviously reset it as well. Again, it says activate each power-up ability only once, but when you blink your commander and bring it back, it's considered a new permanent, a new card, a new version of itself, so you can activate that power-up again. Yeah, I should probably read what Conjurer's Closet does real quick. If you don't know, at the beginning of your end step, basically blink a creature, bring it right back. So yeah, blink effects, so good with this commander. Of course, also, you can stack the deck in your favor, like I said, by choosing odd and even, but by choosing indestructible creatures to build around. Ones that are hardy, ones that can survive your commander just destroying the board again and again and again. That way, again, you can choose both odd and even and basically get rid of everything. I mean, on 2 different power-ups. You know what I mean. That being said, Toski's an amazing one. Can't be countered. Indestructible. Attacks each combat of Fable. Whenever a creature control deals combat to a player, draw a card. Obviously, another one for the Squirrel Girl, but obviously one for Thanos as well, where you go, okay, yeah, my creatures are just indestructible. They survive all these things anyways, and I just keep destroying you. Thanos is an insane commander. Again, board wipe out of the command zone. Again, can be a one-sided board wipe. That can also be a heavy hitter too. Death Touch and Lifelink as well. Such a strong commander and one that will take over. Super Skrull, yet another commander that is most definitely going to be taking over. Again, kind of like a, best of all worlds when it comes to the color combination in Wooburg. 4/5 Skrull, Shapeshifter Villain for 4 mana in black, but yeah, it is Wooburg because it's got flying, and here we go. Pay 2 and a white, create a 0/4 coast, wall creature token defender, pay 3 and a green, +4/+4 until end of turn, play 4 in a red, 4 damage to our creature, pay 5 and a blue, target player draws 4 cards. This is obviously a new version, basically, of Kenny, which is one of the most popular commanders of all time for a reason. It gives you all the things. It is basically all the kinds of keywords, essentially, not keywords, abilities, I should say. 1 for each color, essentially, and you're like, oh yeah, I get all the things. Oh, and Wizards really didn't hold back on going like, oh yeah, here's the built-in win condition again. You get infinite mana, just like with Kenny, and you just win the game because you just go, okay, hey, you over there, draw 4 cards. Do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. It is such a cool commander and what it can do, obviously, in all different ways. You don't have to just go infinite and win, but I can guarantee there's going to be a lot of builds that are like, Isochron Scepter, Dramatic Reversal, infinite mana, I win. And didn't even play your commander before that. And that's fine, and that's fair, and you do what you're going to do. But yeah, Isochron Scepter, all the other kind of combo cards are like, hey, get infinite mana. They're going to be very good with this commander. You don't have to play your commander until literally you are going off to win. Training Grounds is yet another one that's going to be great with this commander as well, but not for infinite reasons, though it will obviously help too. Activate abilities of creature control cost 2 less to activate. Can't reduce cost to less than 1 mana. Yeah, Super Skrull now all of a sudden just having abilities that cost 1, 2, 3, and 4 mana instead of its current 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to help a lot. But yeah, it is a commander that can go in so many directions. That's why it's going to be very, very popular because it is powerful. It can just, again, utilize all the different cards in the entire pool of Magic. And of course, it can go in so many directions. And it's so good, so spicy. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Namor, the Submariner. Yeah, Merfolk, very popular for a reason, and this is going to be a powerhouse of a commander. Star 4, Mutant Merfolk villain with flying for 3 mana in blue. Namor's power is equal to the number of Merfolk you control. This is going to hit incredibly hard. Hey, and also, by the way, hey, small thing right here. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with 1 or more blue mana seals, and it's cost, hey, you know what? You're going to have that many 1/1 Merfolk tokens. My goodness, this is a commander that not only can, again, hit hard, it is also evasive, and on top of that, it gives you an insane amount of, well, leeway when it comes to making an insane amount of Merfolk. Again, obviously, your creature spells are going to be Merfolk. Like, Master of the Pearl Trident, an amazing card, 2/2 that gives other Merfolk creatures +1/+1 in Island Walk. As if, Namor needed another way to get through. Island Walk, again, unblockability against players with islands. Islands are a very, very popular land in Commander because blue is very good in Commander. So all of a sudden, your army is unblockable, basically. Now, your Merfolk are not just 1/1s, but they are 2/2s as well, and they're coming through. But of course, obviously, just like a lot of spells out there can be really good with this kind of a deck. Transcendent Message, such a good card. Convoke it out, draw X cards, and look at all those blue pips in the cost. This is going to make you 4 Merfolk at instant speed. That also will just draw you a ton of cards, too. So, yeah, there's a lot of spicy things you can do with this commander. And again, it is taking Merfolk in a somewhat different direction where it's like, yeah, okay, Merfolk, but yeah, focus on the Merfolk creatures themselves, but also, hey, the non-creature spells, you want a lot of blue pips and do some really sweet things with that. So yeah, this is a commander that can obviously take out with a go wide strategy, a go tall strategy, and just a value center strategy as well. Definitely going to be a popular one for a very popular tribe. Next up, King T'Challa, a 3/2 human noble hero, flash for 3 mana in Azorius. Whenever a player draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. Oh, and by the way, you can pay 6 mana to transform it. Let's go through the back really quick, or we're going to come back to this side, I promise. Hey, Black Panther, Hope Enduring, a 3/3 human warrior hero with flash double strike for, 6 mana. Again, we already talked about that. Print all damage to be dealt to Black Panther. Whenever Black Panther deals combat to each player, you draw a card. Cool. This side is cool. I don't disagree, but the front side is where it's at. And yeah, many players out there will never be transforming this creature. It's just going to be, hey, I flash it in, I make it so that opponents are, benefiting me based off of their second cards that they draw, and I keep drawing an insane amount of cards. Howling Mine, such a good card. Artifact for 2. Beginning of each player's draw step, if it's untapped, the player draws a card. Again, forcing players to get that second card drawn in their own turn. You're also getting a benefit from as well, but of course, you get a benefit from your opponents drawing that second card. You draw an extra card. Each trip around the table, you are drawing literally an extra 4 cards. 1 from Howling Mine and 1 from each opponent, drawing an extra 1, 2. Of course, you can take advantage of all these amazing draws as well for yourself. Homunculus Horde, such a good card. Draw your second card each turn, create tokens, copy this creature. Obviously, if you stack abilities, drawing cards, you got a lot of cool ways to do that. Of course, Psychosis Crawler, other ways to drain opponents too, but this is just a spicy one to bring up where it's like, yeah, it's a fun one where you just keep drawing a ton of cards and all of a sudden throughout the game, you've got an insane army that just keeps growing and multiplying. Existential crisis for your opponents with your exponential growth of your team. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to win with this one. It can be group huggy, obviously, but you can really turn that extra card advantage for your opponents into extra card advantage for you and just gaining a lot of extra value. Definitely going to be a popular one for a lot of different strategies. The Kingpin of Crime. I'm really glad that they had to specify, like, of crime instead of, like, the Kingpin of Bowling. Okay, anyways. A 1/5 human villain for 3 mana in Azorius with Extort, which again means, hey, whenever you cast a spell, you may pay Azorius, goodness gracious, Orzhov. There we go. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain that much life. That'd be crazy in Azorius. That being said, hey, in Commander, this is super good because you are draining each opponent for 1 and you are gaining 3. Again, if you've got 3 opponents, it's a lot of life to gain. Oh, and by the way, if you attack, you can pay 2 life. Oh darn, 2 life. Oh no. If you do until target creatures you control a toughness greater than their power assigned combat damage equal to a toughness rather than their power. Yeah, Extort just being out of Commander is already a very, very good thing, and you don't even really have to build around kind of like the walls strategy. I mean, defenders, or like, you know, defenderless walls, basically, let's just call them essentially. You definitely can build around that, and there are some very powerful ones too, like Indomitable Ancients. Yeah, such a good one. 2/10 Tree Folk Warrior for 4 mana, a vanilla creature, but basically a 10/10 for 4 mana for this deck's purposes, which is amazing. Again, those kind of defenderless wall type creatures that have an insane amount of toughness that can still swing, but usually wouldn't, and now with your Commander, you're like, yeah, I'm going to, because I have some giant creatures. But also, you can just really lean heavily into the Extort and, like, the life gain aspect of this, because cards like Veto, Thorn of the Dusk Rose are going to be so good for this. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. And also, by the way, you can give your creatures lifelink, which is so nice, which is great. That being said, being able to be aggressive with, like, an attack-centered strategy, you can definitely do that with this still, too. Again, it plays into those giant creatures, essentially, that you're going to be having and dealing damage with. But yeah, overall, just being like, okay, yeah, cast a bunch of spells, extort my opponents, drain them a ton, utilize other aspects of, like, hey, benefits of when I gain life, draining opponents further. There's a lot of aspects of that. It's such a solid Commander, and again, life gain is such a solid strategy, especially life drain is such a solid strategy that players absolutely love in Commander. So yeah, I can definitely see the Kingpin of Crime being a Kingpin of Commander. Next up, the Scarlet Witch, such a powerhouse of a commander in the making. A 2/3 mutant warlock hero for 3 mana in red. Instant source spells you cast with mana value 4 greater cost, X less to cast for X is the Scarlet Witch's power. I mean, this already is just a giant discount on spells for you that are instant sorcerers, mana value 4 or greater, costing now 2 less to cast just by playing your commander is crazy good. You can do some absolutely insane things on the next turn that you play this. So you're like, oh yeah, this turn, okay, play this. Next turn, oh yeah, I've got 4 mana, let's say for my land I didn't even ramp before this. All of a sudden I can play something that costs 6. Yay, just by playing my land. Awesome, good for me. But of course, the potential of this is even higher because, yeah, I mean, you're not in green, but sure, Blackblader Forge, it's an amazing card. +1/+1 for the equipped creature for each land you control, equipped land or creature 3. Yeah, you get this on your commander, and all of a sudden, the power grows and grows and grows throughout the game. Let's say your commander's now got 7 power with this attached. It's like, oh yeah, cool, all right, my commander's got 7 power. All of a sudden, my giant spells now cost 7 less to cast their instants and sorceries. X spells are insanely good with this commander, but a card, of course, like Mana Geyser just really helps keep things going. Add red for each tap land your opponent's control. You're paying 2 mana for this one to literally get an insane amount of red mana to then help you cast other spells, to help you cast other spells. You see where this is going. Yeah, this is a commander that can definitely like power storm off, all while just getting insanely powerful. There's, of course, power doubling effects in this color as well. You can do some absolutely crazy things with this commander that are absolutely, again, spell slingery, big spelly, things that players absolutely enjoy. A very powerful commander with a lot of fun potential out there. Next up, M.O.D.O.K, a 2/2 villain with flying and lifelink for 5 mana in black. By paying 3 life, M.O.D.O.K connives, activate only during your turn, which means draw a card, discard a card. If you discard a non-card, you get a counter on this creature. Oh, and by the way, hey, small note here, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. Yeah, that actually is a lot more deadly than you might think. First of all, again, opponents making like tiny little tokens, like sorry about your squirrels, but they're all gone, is insanely good. Or, you know, if you play Maha, Its Feathers Knight, gross, disgusting, amazing. Hey, 6/5 elemental bird, Flample, of course, for 5 mana, ward, discard a card. Creature opponents control a base toughness 1. It's an insanely powerful commander, end card 99. Literally just says, oh, your opponent's creatures are just all gone. They cannot have creatures because all of a sudden this is in play, their base toughness is 1, and they get -1/-1 because my commander, all of a sudden my opponent's creatures are just gone. It is a lockdown for your opponents not having creatures in play, which is so gross. That being said, of course, I love commanders that let you lose life on your own terms, essentially. Selene Archangel, one of my favorite commanders of all time. Check out my episode on that one. Maybe take out some of the board wipes, and there's a ton of board wipes. Anyways, Repay in Kind. Cards like this are insanely good life swap type cards or life setting type cards. Each player's life total becomes the lowest life total among all players. Hey everyone, we're going down to my level. Again, with this commander, you can literally get your life total down to 1, 2, or 3, depending on what your starting life total is when you start activating that ability. Again, it doesn't limit how many times you can utilize it. It limits you using it only on your turn, which is completely fine. So being able to go, yeah, I'm just gonna, lose all my life essentially, except for my last few like little lives, and everyone goes down to my life total, and now I take you all out on the same turn. Such a powerful commander, such a fun commander, such a unique commander, one that can obviously control things all while getting an insane amount of value too. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Okay, Ultron, Artificial Malevolence, a card that is so new that Scryfall does not have, well, the most updated version of it yet, I guess, that is going into Moxfield. So, here's the version anyways. It costs 3 mana, if you didn't see that in the top right. Ledger, artifact, creature, robot, villain. Whenever another non-token artifact control enters, you may pay 2. If you do create a token's copy of it, the token isn't a creature, becomes a 2/2 robot, villain, creature of those other types. Basically, hey, you know what you got there? A bunch of artifacts, and now you're doubling up on them, essentially, for an extra 2 mana, and making them into a 2/2 creature, which actually can have some benefits as well. A colorless commander, which again is its own kind of draw for players to build a really fun colorless deck that can absolutely dominate and lean heavily into certain things like, oh, I don't know, Forsaken Monument. Ledger artifact for 5. Colorless creatures you control at +2/+2. Tap a permanent for colorless, add initial colorless. Cast color spell, you gain 2 life. Here's the thing, you pay 2 extra mana, now you get 2 copies of this, one of which is a creature that is now a 6/6 because it gets this pump plus its own pump essentially too, and now all of your permanents that tap for colorless tap for an additional 2 colorless, which is insane, and your colorless spells gain you 4 life apiece. You can see the potential of this when you lean heavily into colors with a commander like this, but of course you can also just go like with the Karn Silver Golden strategy of like crazy combos too, Voltaic Construct, pay 2 and tap target artifact creature, because you are making those artifacts into robot villain creature tokens essentially as well. Again, any kind of like a Gilded Lotus type card that can tap for 3 mana, like all those types of mana rocks essentially, like, oh yeah, they just happen to go infinite now with something like this too. So yeah, you can definitely lean into combo, you can lean into colorless value as well, and just do a lot of crazy things with this one. Definitely going to be popular. And finally, a little bit of a sleeper though when I bring up, we've got Doc Samson, Super Psychiatrist, a 3/6 Gamma Doctor hero for 5 mana in green. You would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, put that many +1 of each of those kinds of counters on permanent instead. Tap for X mana of any one color. X is Doc Samson's power. This is one that plays into a lot of things that players like. Again, getting those extra counters can take you in a lot of directions. I mean, you literally could just go like Planeswalkers if you want to, Super Friends if you want to. You can also just go like, hey, yeah, +1 counter build. You can also just go, charge counters too. There's a lot of directions for this one, but of course, yeah, being able to give this commander an insane amount of counters and just all of a sudden have an insane amount of mana out of it too is crazy good. Again, uncommon commanders typically are underrated when it comes to these kind of things, but yeah, like a Hardened Scales type build where you're getting a ton of counters, even more counters on things. 1 or more counters put on a creature you control, that many +1 are put on instead. For a single green mana, it's insanely good. And of course, this is a commander that obviously can go infinite with a lot of things too, giving you a lot of mana. Staff of Domination, very simple, very effective. Pay 1, untap it. Pay 2, tap. You gain 1 life. Pay 3, tap, untap target creature. Pay 4, tap target creature. Pay 5, tap, draw a card. Basically, if you get to 4 power, you can tap untap infinitely with this. If you get to 5 power with your commander, you can get infinite mana, infinite life gain, infinite untapping all your things, infinite tapping all your opponent's things, and infinite drawing your deck, basically. You just win the game, essentially, is what you do with this one. So again, I think an underrated commander that is going to slowly grow over time and can definitely become a popular powerhouse. It's got a lot of potential. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on this one. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.